Is President Trump going to sign a new executive order to send stimulus checks to millions of Americans?
We've signed some executive orders. They were very important in just about every case. And it will go through the first one, please. So that should take us to the forefront, right?
Absolutely. We got to win.
Okay.
Millions of Americans are waiting for $2,000 worth of stimulus checks from President Trump. And right here in this video, I'm going to tell you that what you need to know about Trump's pitch for $2,000 worth of stimulus checks from tariff revenue. You already know that there's a government shutdown in place, and giving a portion of tariff money to millions of struggling Americans, it's not a problem for President Donald J. Trump. Well, why Americans need a stimulus check? Look at this. This is a shocking chart of inflation. We have some predictions and we have official numbers as well. And talking about inflation, if you would like to save around $1,100 when it comes to your Medicare plan, then I have a massive opportunity for you. I've partnered with Chapter where you can get unbiased help from a real person absolutely free. All you need to do is to call the number on the screen, 212-461-4492. Again, the number is on your screen, 212-461-4492. Give them a call today and get the help that you deserve absolutely free. I'm gonna give you each and every detail, but all I need is just a little favor. It takes 2 seconds to please hit that like button on this video. So without any further ado, let's begin. Are you ready for another stimulus check from President Donald J. Trump, and why there is a need of stimulus check and what's the updates? Starting with 75% of Americans report soaring prices as Trump claims inflation is over. Well, do you really think that inflation is over? As according to the recent report from Gallup, the prices of groceries are up by 21% in the past 3 years, and still we are seeing very low inflation numbers. How is it even possible? Well, starting with Trump's pitch for $2,000 stimulus checks from the tariff revenue, and this is something that connects all the dots when it comes to this stimulus check and the upcoming inflation. Look at this. President Trump has again floated the idea of giving Americans stimulus checks based on the revenue from his tariffs. Well, recently, President Trump talked to OAN Network and he said that he's thinking about giving $1,000 to $2,000 worth of dividend tariff rebate, or you can call them stimulus checks, to millions of Americans. And if you remember, a few months ago, President Donald J. Trump announced the possibility of these stimulus checks, and seems like now he's keen to give these checks to millions of Americans. Because if he's not going to do that, then why he's talking about these checks over and over and over again? Look at this. Trump is continuing to promote the revenue from the tariffs as they receive pushback from the courts. Well, Trump said on One America News, means OAN television network, in an interview that aired on Thursday, he's considering offering American checks from the revenue worth somewhere between $1,000 to $2,000. Well, you must be thinking that how he's going to fund these checks. Well, it's simple, because he talked to Fox News as well, and in an interview to Fox News, President Donald J. Trump said that he's thinking about taking $200 billion from these tariff revenue, and he wants to give this money to American people.
President Trump calling on the U.S. an economic power today as he floats putting $200 billion in tariff profits into America's pockets in the form of $2,000 stimulus checks.
You heard it right. This was from Fox News, and when he was talking in an interview, he said that he's thinking about taking $200 billion from this tariff revenue, and he wants to give this money to Americans in the form of $2,000 worth of stimulus checks or dividend checks or tariff rebate checks, just as millions of Americans received during the pandemic. Well, before I even move forward, I would like to ask you this very important question. Do you support these $2,000 checks from President Trump? If you do, then write in the comment section, I support $2,000 checks. Again, if you support it, then write in the comment section, I support $2,000 checks, because remember, if you don't do anything, nothing will happen. And one more thing that I would like to show you right here, that a poll shows that inflation remains a concern despite president's pledge to reduce prices on day one. Well, right now, as you already know, that President Trump placed these reciprocal tariffs on almost every country in the world. And according to President Trump and this administration, US is receiving billions and billions of dollars every single month from these reciprocal tariffs. But a number of analysts and experts are saying this will bring inflation, and Americans are worried. They're saying that if inflation is coming, then we need some sort of support prior to this worst financial crisis, because this is a real concern right now. When any country puts tariffs on any other nation, so the goods that we import becomes expensive. And as you already know, that US doesn't manufacture everything. Well, we need to import a lot of things from other nations. And recently, President Trump placed 100% tariff on China. And you already know that most of the things that we buy are made in China. Still, when you go to a grocery store or anywhere else, you will see that most of the products will say made in China. So if President Trump puts 100% tariff on a nation which exports majority of this stuff that fulfills the basic needs of Americans, then it's crucial for this administration to give some sort of relief to millions of Americans who are going to face this financial crisis, according to a number of analysts and experts. Right here, I would like to ask you, do you really think that inflation is right around the corner and we need to be prepared for this? Because this is something that every mainstream media, a number of analysts and experts, and even American workers are talking about. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this whole scenario? Moving on with the details, President Trump said in that interview, we are going to do something. We are looking at something. Number one, we are paying down the debt because people have allowed the debt to go crazy. Well, right now, US has $37 trillion worth of debt. So it might take years, probably 20 to 30 years for this debt to go away. But one thing is for sure, that it's not going to vanish overnight. We need to do something. But the first thing that this administration should do is to safeguard the interest of American people and make sure that they live a financially stable life. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about it? We'll pay back the debt, but we also might make a distribution to the people, almost like a dividend to the people of America. Let me know in the comments below, do you really think that President Trump is going to send another stimulus check to millions of Americans, or it's just a political stunt, just like the Doge stimulus checks that Elon Musk and President Trump both endorsed and talked about numerous times? And we know that there are multiple proposals. One is from Josh Hawley, known as American Worker Rebate Act, and under this act, $600 is proposed to adults, $600 for dependents, $1,200 for a couple, and $2,400 for a family of four. But what happened to that proposal? Well, to be honest, nothing. Even Republicans like Bernie Moreno opposed this, and he said that we'll never let this bill pass because America has $37 trillion worth of debt. First, we're going to take care of that. Then we'll think about the needs of American people. This is shocking. Well, let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this whole situation? Do you really think that President Trump is going to send these checks, or it's just a political stunt? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video very soon. Till then, please take care and have a nice day.